They thought they were hitting a US warship and that it would back down. Instead, they triggered something much bigger. The Pentagon would later confirm that 30 targets had been struck in Yemen, making it the largest US military operation in the Middle East since Trump returned to the White House. But at the time, no one knew just how far this would go. Recently, following weeks of rising tension in the Red Sea, former President Donald Trump, back in office for a second term, issued a forceful message through his Truth Social account. The Houthis had just launched multiple missile and drone attacks against US Navy ships operating in the region. Trump's response was immediate. Iran is behind this. The Houthis will no longer be tolerated. There will be no warnings, only consequences. Shortly after, he authorized Operation Rough Rider, a large-scale retaliatory campaign involving airstrikes, naval force projection, and real-time intelligence targeting. It would become the most significant U.S. military campaign in the region since the start of Houthi aggression. As Houthi attacks continued, U.S. forces escalated. The Pentagon confirmed that the United States struck 30 different targets across Yemen, including missile storage sites, drone facilities, radar systems, and command centers. This was officially described as the largest U.S. military operation in the Middle East since President Trump returned to the White House. FA-18, Super Hornets launched from the USS Harry S. Truman, conducted precise airstrikes on Houthi-controlled launch sites. EA-18G Growlers suppressed enemy radar. MQ-9 Reapers scanned the area, marking targets in real time. Each strike was calculated. Warehouses, bunkers, radar towers, and command posts were all destroyed shortly after attempted attacks on U.S. ships. The goal wasn't just retaliation. It was to deny the Houthis any chance to launch again. Trump made it clear this was not going to be a defensive campaign. This was a strategy of dominance. Additional reports confirmed that at least one B-2 Spirit bomber was deployed to Diego Garcia, reinforcing long-range strike capability in the region. CENTCOM also began using P-8 Poseidon maritime surveillance aircraft to assist in tracking launch activity along the western Yemeni coast. Following Trump's announcement, Houthi forces launched a series of new attacks against commercial and military vessels. Among the targets were American destroyers and warships operating in escort and patrol missions, including the USS Gravely and the USS Mason. The USS Harry S. Truman, a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, also faced attempted strikes by drones and cruise missiles launched from western Yemen. In one case, U.S. officials confirmed that several drones were intercepted within minutes, and debris from a downed missile was recovered by Navy divers, a clear sign of how close these engagements have come to striking high-value assets. These were not random attacks. They were coordinated and deliberate. The Houthis were aiming to test American defenses and possibly provoke a larger conflict. Destroyers in the region lit up their radar screens as multiple threats approached. The Aegis combat system was activated. SM-6 interceptors launched into the sky. Phalanx CIWS systems roared to life. Drones were shredded mid-air. Missiles were neutralized miles before reaching their targets. The response was clean, fast, and absolute, and that was only phase one. During this period, the U.S. Navy had several high-value warships deployed across the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden, not just to patrol, but to actively respond to threats. These ships were fully combat-ready and had already seen action in previous Houthi engagements. The U.S. Navy has maintained a strong and flexible presence in the Red Sea, with several warships deployed not just for patrols, but as an active line of defense against Houthi attacks. The aircraft carrier USS Harry S. Truman has played a central role, serving as the launch platform for retaliatory strikes and the command hub of the entire operation. Around it, destroyers like the USS Gravely, USS Delbert D. Black, and USS Mason have intercepted drones and cruise missiles using advanced radar and missile systems. The USS Carney, gained global attention after shooting down over 40 threats in a single deployment, while the USS Laboon has faced direct drone attacks during tense nighttime operations. All of these ships are part of a coordinated strike group equipped with Aegis combat systems, SM-series missiles, and Phalanx CIWS cannons. Their mission is clear: to detect, track, and eliminate any threat before it reaches its target. In these waters, danger can appear at any moment, and these ships are always ready to respond. Together, these warships form a mobile, high-tech combat group. Equipped with the Aegis combat system, SM-2 and SM-6 interceptors, electronic warfare tools, and the Phalanx CIWS, they are capable of engaging multiple threats simultaneously and neutralizing them before they pose a real danger. In these waters, every radar ping could be a real threat, and these ships are built to answer fast. The Red Sea is now one of the most dangerous waterways on the planet. Every ship, every radar contact, every drone sighting is a potential threat. The Houthis claim they're defending their region, but with every attack they launch on U.S. vessels, they inch closer to provoking a wider war, one that could pull in Iran directly. For now, U.S. ships remain on high alert. Aircraft carriers continue to launch combat air patrols. Destroyers stay locked and loaded. Reaper drones scan the skies. And surveillance aircraft are mapping every square mile of airspace from Djibouti to the Yemeni coast. And Operation Rough Rider isn't over. If the Houthis thought they could hit U.S. ships and walk away, they were wrong. Very wrong. While the U.S. Navy leads the operations in the Red Sea, it hasn't acted alone. Several allied nations, including the United Kingdom, France, and Italy, have deployed naval assets to the region under joint task force operations. British warships have participated in patrols and escort missions, and French Rafale jets have conducted reconnaissance over Yemeni territory. This growing coalition effort signals a broader concern. If the Houthis continue to target international shipping, the conflict could widen beyond Yemen. U.S. Navy officers have also confirmed ongoing intelligence sharing with regional partners like Saudi Arabia and the UAE to track missile launches and drone activity more effectively. In short, the response is no longer just American, it's multinational. Do you think this kind of response will stop the attacks or push the region closer to war? Let us know in the comments and stay tuned for what's next. If you found this story powerful or eye-opening, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss what comes next. Thanks for watching, stay sharp, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next one.